Hope I'm live. This is me, Zahra Jawad, and Zahra Laila Jawad on Facebook. Some Muslims have been bothering me, harassing me, laughing at my live streams. Very unkind, nasty people because of my health and all this. So, Sharia law on Facebook. Before that, it was Mufid Alam. Then there are people Kashif Ali and Muhammad Kabir and Zayed who come here. Muhammad Kabir called me a psycho. The thing is that they don't know how to ask intelligent questions properly in a kind manner. And Muhammad Kabir was asking me questions on Facebook. But when I saw that he was just, joking around, I was giving him proper answers and even help. He first came, I think he was the one, Muhammad Kabir, to ask me, he's interested in Ismailis. So if I could teach him and all this, I said, I'm not an Ismaili. It's better you go to an Ismaili. So I was quite, well behaved with him in that sense and helpful. Then I saw that he was playing around. He told me, what are your sources? When I was correcting Salim Bhai, the Ismaili, he asked me what, about the messenger in Surah Takwir. So he was like, why do you call Jibrail is not a messenger? I gave a translation of Sahih International, a screenshot from Quran.com or something. Right? So this messenger, I was trying to say that he is at par with God in power or something like that. Trying to show that verse, and he was harassing me. He just needs attention or something. And then I said, it's not me saying that this messenger is Jibrail. And he was saying, Jibrail is not a messenger. Jibrail is an angel. A comment section. So I don't know how he was saying that. But they are very not serious, not even about my case that I've been suffering, and yet trying my best. Not very prepared for this live stream also, but I will do my best. Okay, the thing I've put here is that question and answer discussion session. Let's see if someone, please be kind, don't attack personally, and ask questions regarding the subject in, the subject that I talk about and I've been talking about, and my condition, my case. So please be kind. Sharia law and Mufid Alam on Facebook giving me problems also, still laughing at my live streams. So this is really terrible. There's someone here who was at Zayed that said that Sharia law should prevail and it's the solution. So I've been thinking about that. I don't think Sharia law is the solution. It's a fixed law, different between Sunni and Shias. Anything else, any new thing, about the zina cases, rape cases, in Pakistan, I heard and read that they fall on, the rape cases fall into the zina punishment, and you have to have 4 witnesses, otherwise the victim gets it. And the victim is usually a lady, female, girl, and then if they cannot provide 4 witnesses, then they get the punishment. So it's not feasible, like in this world now, in the modern world also, you know, and there's been a lapse. I was trying to say that in Surah Yusuf, the rape, about the assault case, Yusuf being assaulted, Hazrat Yusuf being assaulted by the king's wife. So there a wise man was called. And maybe the Sunnis have that this verse has been abrogated, or this rule has been abrogated now in Islam. So we don't. So there's been such a lapse of injustice. Better that I follow the ones who are making laws right now, and it can be changeable. It can go through, investigation. I mean that thing of changing. If it is not right, you can put it aside, and trial and error kind of a thing, questioning. So, and definitely Sharia law cannot be imposed on other people who are not in the same religion, and not even a Sunni Sharia law can be imposed upon Shias, or Shia Sharia law imposed upon Sunnis. It cannot be. So we need another thing, another way, to find another way. I hope my voice is coming here. Let me just check. Testing. Yes. And being, not so prepared and all this, and not very articulate. Let's see what I do with this. Um, so please come here and ask questions that are intelligent, so that we can then work it out, and be kind, and no killing, and or anything like threatening. I mean, they haven't threatened me about my life or anything, but one never knows. In this Islam, it's like this, right? On apostasy, death penalty and blasphemy and very, very strict laws punishable. So I think this very good video by Abdullah Samir came out, and I saw it, and then he asked us to comment. So I made a comment. The thing is that about LGBT, you can watch his video on YouTube. Recently he's uploaded. Friendly Ex-Muslim, his new channel. On his new channel, I mean, now it's become, but his name is Abdullah Samir, and his channel's name is Friendly Ex-Muslim. So he was talking about this convert to Muslim, and how he is condemning against gay people. I don't feel it's right at all. It's not fair. So in the end, he covered everything properly, and he's very articulate. So I hope such great ex-Muslims would, I'd be so honored if they would help me, join me. But they must be busy, they have their own channel and all that. I can understand Abdullah Samir. So anyone else who can join me? Oh, cares. And as friends, as I'm not above you, just the knowledge that I have, limited, I share with you. And through the Quran ayats, and of course, they say, some of these Muslims, like Muhammad Kabir, or who was it, Zayed, that day, that you are cherry picking and all this. This is not the case. When you talk about rape cases, then the zina thing is applied, and then you have to look at the Quran ayats to see where it's all gone wrong, and what should be applied. So when for even Sharia law, you have to, it's not called cherry picking, it's called the right law to be applied. If it's theft, then what does the what do the Quran ayat say about theft and punishment for theft? So that way we have to go about it in the Quran ayats. Now, regarding LGBT and its strict laws, some say that, God sent, well, it's in the Quran, but some say that it was not homosexuality, it was these corrupted men who were raping, and they were homosexuals, but they were raping people. Anyhow, that's another debate, discussion we can have. Better to have a discussion rather than a debate. In a debate, the ego comes up and all you want to do is win. This is not like the court law, lawyers fighting, for the client, not for justice. So if you get a better lawyer or a lawyer's devil's advocate, even if you are a criminal, you can get away if that lawyer is really good at presenting your case to the judge and in court. This is not what I want. I don't want a lapse of justice in any way. So come here asking intelligent questions to the point, to the subject, how to save people. And politics, sorry, much of it I don't know. You can, for politics or Pakistan issues in more detail, I can just say that Pakistan is a very corrupted country. So for details, you can, Arif Ajakia, you can go to Mr. Arif Ajakia on YouTube. He will tell you how corrupted Pakistan is. And the solution, he said that we don't have a solution. It is going into, it is falling apart. It will be ruined. So I tried to even then think for a solution. But there's no solution. What can I do? We asked Mr. Arif Ajakia. Actually, I was thinking about it and someone else, it was like so spontaneous. So in the end, I thought, but he was talking for a long time. He was live stream. So I didn't want to trouble him. I said, now you've remembered. But someone else asked him, what is the solution to Pakistan? And there will be no solution if people like Muhammad Kabir and Zayed and Kashif Ali come. And the way they talk, it's really pathetic. And the person who is not well, they have no care or concern for them. They just care about their Islam being right. So this I felt, what I saw was that it's an ego fight. It's a matter of ego, not Rasul, not even Islam. Like we Shias, our religious scholars and all, they don't indulge in these kind of things. No way near. Even our common Shias don't do that. In Karachi, I was in Karachi. A friend would come and would tell me indirectly things about my religion, and she was a Muslim. We don't even, I wouldn't even go to someone's house, Muslim, and start to talk about my religion indirectly. That, we love Ali and this, and my religion is so great, my Shia religion. To a Sunni Muslim. And I never indulged in any debates or anything. I learned from Allama Rashid Torabi also not to bring politics into religion, although it came in Karachi, Pakistan. And to keep religion out of politics also, and a certain way of questioning people. when if two friends are there, we can say honestly, openly, candidly that please, I want to talk about this Islam we have. You know, you are a Sunni, I'm a Shia, if ever. And we're not supposed to even be the first to do that. If a Sunni Muslim asks you about your religion, then we can answer them, but do it in a direct manner so the person knows where you're coming from and you're honest. So this is our Shia way. We don't go questioning. The ego thing comes up. So in our religion, we were taught that not to bring the ego. Even Imam Ali didn't bring his ego in the battlefields. If someone spat at him, it was a personal matter. He wouldn't. He wouldn't strike at them. So there are certain etiquettes. So I wish you would, go by that here, so that we can not waste much time on the ego thing of your religion is right and all this, and ex-Muslims also are wrong, and what have you said about this? And when I give them the reason that I'm from the Quran ayats, they start laughing like Muhammad Kabir and calling, here he comes. I blocked him on Facebook. So wasting time like that, and it's all ego. What laughing and ha ha ha. What is that? I'm saying the Quran is my evidence about discrepancies. So another very now jumping, okay. So I saw the friendly ex-Muslims video on LGBT rights and all that a Muslim converted Muslim has been talking about against, and he's himself a gay, and he's talking against the gays and their rights, or whatever, it's wrong or something. So I just put there to Abdullah Samir. I said Abdullah Samir had asked us to comment. So I thought about it, and I said that even Muhammad has a problem. See, if pedophile, as I read in To Be Fair, like it's for some people, adults, if you look at it through the psychological point of view, it's they have this desire that is, I think they can't control it. But you can't do that with the gays. They have their own age. But if you want to have something with a child like that, and the child's consent is not there, and the child is not an adult your age, or older than you, or a little younger than you, then that should not be allowed, even if it is a natural thing for them. So this becomes a problem, and it has to be dealt with, because a child's consent. In pedophilia, a child is a child. Sometimes you can, even manipulate the child to get your desire fulfilled, and that's wrong. The child cannot consent. I don't know what is the age of consent and all this. So we have these problems, and what is beneficial and what is not, I had to leave that aside. What I came up with is that, first of all, Muhammad himself, Prophet Muhammad, had a problem of marrying. He had, I think they call it pedophilia. So the Western people opened our eyes to this, that it's not right for a 50-year-old to marry and consummate the marriage at when she was 9 years old. That's Aisha, and that's in the hadiths. The Quran thing I gave was that Muhammad himself had problems about pedophilia, which is in the hadith, that he married Aisha. It is narrated by Aisha. It's in the Sunni sources, hadith. Right? Another thing is that he had a problem of being, pleasing himself with beautiful girls and women. Thus, Surah Azab, verse 52, I think. So I'm just going to get my other tab. I'm not ready for this, so if I'm slow, you see, so he had these problems. So how can he blame the homosexuals and the LGBTs? First, and we need to give understanding hearts. Like I know of a case in my hostel, a friend of mine was gay. And he told me his story, and I was much appreciative of that. So he said it's biological. He went to psychiatrists in Europe, wherever he was from. I think he was from, anyhow, I can't say where he was from. So in Europe. So which place? But I can say this much that the psychiatrist also told after having tested him and all this and done his therapy, said that this is biological and told his parents to. So they're very open people, open-minded, and they consider these things. If it's biological, in some cases it is biological. Why would you punish? I thought, so if God, let's say in the Lut's case, in the Quran ayats, you can gather them together. Sorry, I haven't made it easy for you. That, if you find them unsound and all this, and if God had destroyed them, like they were of unsound mind, well, then we are told that Lut offered his daughters to them. And they said, Lut, you know very well we don't desire your daughters. You know what we desire. So if God destroyed Sodom and the word, I cannot pronounce that place's word, maybe Gomorrah or Gomorrah. So, sorry. All right, then all the homosexuals should have been destroyed, but they weren't. And we have them now. And so we need to give an understanding heart. And then I saw that in this fear-based, it's the punishments are very, very horrid. And they're all on mostly like a fear of, what will be harmful, we were told, for the community. Like AIDS came in they said due to gay, but now we have COVID due to normal people, and we have monkey pox due to normal people. So all this needs to be revised. Like we need to really rethink about these matters. And we need to, firstly, we need to give an understanding heart and not punish someone. You see, in the case of women, men are the maintainers' wives, whether they're girls or what. So I'll come back to Muhammad's problem with the beautiful women. I'll even show you, hopefully, if I remember, show you the hadith. If there's no answer questions here, no one comes up and I have to answer them. So now what was I? So the thing is that where was I now? I've lost myself. Okay. So I'll go back to this Surah. You can open Surah LGBT. Muhammad also had problems. And I think we need to revise our laws. And Sharia is a fixed law for the Sunnis, this much I know, where you can do research and come up with fatwas for people, or where you can be advised for marriage counseling if you go to your Shia Awqaf or your Sunni ulamas. I don't know. But, it's a Sharia law mostly for zina, for homosexuality. I think it has been decided. Maybe the laws should be reformed and we should rethink about these matters so we can give an understanding heart, because Muhammad himself had a problem. And you see, here we are told in Surah Azab. So this is not from the Hadith. If you can change the age of Aisha, as I'm being informed by the ex-Muslims and all, that now they are changing the hadith, which says, where Aisha says she was 6 and she was playing with dolls also, and that her marriage with Prophet Muhammad was consummated at 9. So, they can change that hadith, but I'm giving you now from the Quran. And so if people like Muhammad Kabir are going to come, it's all, I'm telling you, this is very, very dangerous, and they are, I hope, they don't, I hope they don't have an impact on majority of Muslims who will now become responsible and care to see that this religion is a false religion. And so they can really help out their own children, and the future of our generation depends on seeing the truth and setting ourselves free and our children, and making a world a better place through understanding hearts, contemplation, and all this. Looking for my glasses now. Through trial and error, we may make a mistake like the Westerners, philosophers, how they think, and through trial and error we find out. Well, if you say that Islam came with a set of rules and it was easy, made it easy for us, but in the long run, it's it's made it very terrible, disastrous. We can't change the laws. Like now, for example, we don't need 4 witnesses for zina, or no, rape cases. Like you can have this medical test done. So better to get the medical test done. So here we have this, that God stopped in Surah Azab, God stopped Prophet Muhammad. This relates to Prophet Muhammad, not the Sahabas, not the Mu'mineen, not the Muslims, but this ayat relates to and is referring to Prophet Muhammad, and is saying, stop. God is saying, it is not lawful for you to marry other women after this. After what? As a Shia, I think I was told that after he's married Zainab bin Josh, his adopted son's ex-wife. So somehow, now God puts it, this person's mind, I have to really, if I go deep into the mind, what kind of a mind is this? So he was marrying, it is not lawful for you to marry other women after this. So, okay, there's been a limit set on Prophet Muhammad's marriage here in Surah Azab. Verse 52, please, if you can open and help me see, and yourself also see this, so that you are serious about this. And if I make any mistakes, you can correct me. Nor to change them for other wives. Exchange. What exchanging wives was happening? What is this? Anyways, here my English is a little bit I'm like exchanging wives. Like he can't take, he has to have another wife for the wife he divorces. Or let's go, let's, or what do you do with, yeah, divorce. Even though what your right hands possess, even though their beauty attract thee, even though their beauty attract thee. I wonder why God, it's come out in Surah Azab. So there was a hadith, but I don't want to mention, that something like Hazrat Aisha said that if any verse, that Muhammad would not like was this one to come out. Or sorry, I may be wrong about that. Okay, I'm not going to even search for that hadith because it takes time. So I'll try to keep this live stream short so people can come and watch this. But I'm slow, so sorry about that. Even if the beauty were to please you, hello, Muslims, Shias, please you. We were told nothing pleases Muhammad. He doesn't do anything out of his own desire, but everything he does is to please Allah. And he does Allah's will. But here we find, and that he marries widows to help them, not for his own sexual desires. So how come this verse tells me otherwise? You see, when we were told that he married Aisha, the Shias give a reason separate from Sunni sources and all this Sunni reasoning. Maybe it's in the Sunni sources, but they don't know. I don't know about that. So when I don't know, I'll say I don't know. Now, the thing is, what I know is this. Why would God, sorry, I may not be able to complete because I keep forgetting here, it's Shaitan. I'm being attacked, and yes, so that's why I have to bring my health out here. Some of it is like I'm being attacked. So, but I carry on. So, I forget, senile, old age has hit me at mid-age. So please bear with me. Even if the beauty were to please you, this means that he used to marry people not because women that were widows, but and help them out. Like, the husbands had to be killed. And so he would marry the chief's daughter, like Safiya bint Huway, Jawaria bint Harith. So we were told he used to help these widows. Like Zainab bint Josh, whose marriage, she didn't want to get married to Zaid, first of all, but she was forced by this man to get married to, and his Allah, to get married to Zaid. And then when she's miserable in that, and Zaid, and that ayat also, Surah Azab, verse 37, doesn't make sense. When you look at the whole picture, when you read the whole hadiths and sources and all this, it is just he's played with lives. And then how do we Muslims how did we believe that our marriages would work and the blessings of Allah and Rasulullah would be on us? Since Allah and the angels pray on for him or pray to him. That's what David Wood or Mr. J was saying, or someone, from P Fender channel. So it's pathetic. So how can when the angels, anyways, well, how we take it is that the angels and no, Allah and the angels send blessings and salutations to the Prophet. You believers also, that verse, right, in the Quran. if Allah and all Zainab had to do was say Durud Sharif, but Muhammad was present there and he was trying his best in Shia hadiths, we are told, commentary section in the multilingual Quran, under the ayats of Surah Azab, that Muhammad put his best efforts to save this marriage between Zaid and Zainab, but it failed. So if it fails there, how can it pass with us? Our marriages. Rasulullah's mercy. Rasulullah is a mercy, we are told in the Quran ayat. Sent. So have you ever asked yourself why? I don't know what the Sunni hadiths say, but there's one hadith that said his heart turned. But I was told by my aunt that, Zainab bin Jash was his cousin. So, no. His heart cannot turn. He's, no way. Nauzubillah. The Rasulullah was not like that. After beauty and he should have married his cousin before even giving her to Zaid. Anyhow, so he married her for helping her. She was miserable. And this is the reason we have taken, and we have settled with that reason. How dumb can we be made? How brainwashed are we? So I'm passionate about this. The truth will set us free, not this false religion. And this is such a hard, it's fear-based religion. It will make you dumb. It will defeat your intelligence. It will not open your mind to new things. Although my father used to say, no, in Islam, if you read Surah Nahl, that this we made for you people, and this crockery and this, all this. We've subjected the sun for you. But we see the Westerners doing research, going deep diving to find what dolphins, how they, are communicating and all this. We don't see our Muslims doing this. All we have seen, and it's getting worse and worse in Pakistan and with these Muslims. All they do is, most of them are becoming religious scholars. And all they do, these poor people, I really have, my heart goes out to you people, that you follow such a false prophet and you spent your whole lives. Like Dr. Zakir Naik, giving lectures and explaining to people and their religion. Your religion, you need a Maulana, you need a doctor. Why don't you become a doctor yourself? Knowledgeable in your own religion. But many people won't understand the Quran if the Quran only. You have to follow an imam. I reflected upon this and I felt the Shias were right on this. Anyways, but you have, you know how much time, your life, you have sacrificed on this religion. This is a false religion. So the sooner you come to know about this, the better. You may hate me in the beginning. You might even want to call me names. And you might want to disturb my live streams. You might want to discourage me, make me more despondent, feel more despondent about this. But I will go on, I will persevere. At that time, I realized that these questions of these Muslims who came would not divert, or they want to make me for a long time despondent. I will get up again and I will keep persevere in this that I'm showing you. You have lost your lives to this, sacrificed your lectures. What kind of a man are you following? And so back to the LGBT problem, if you say it's not beneficial and, through that came AIDS and all this, no, through monkeys or some chimpanzees who were doing it, and then it was spread like that. Anyhow, whatever you say is you have to see that even Muhammad had psychological problems. Sorry, I cannot give you this from the Quran that he married a 6-year-old. It's only from the Hadith. But from the Quran, I can tell you that he has a problem here. And another point that I've noticed and brought out is that please you, even if their beauty were to please you, how many years these religious scholars, Muslim, even my Shia religious scholars, have not looked at this. Please you. And what are we told the Muslims are supposed to do? Please others or please God or please themselves? No, but it is only, it is, you can enjoy the women, beautiful women. Muslims can enjoy, but himself exclusively. That means that those Sunni hadiths are right when he was having races with Aisha, Hazrat Aisha, that poor lady, Ummul Mumineen, who the Surah Tarim says that she annoyed the Prophet and all this. So he was racing, and the Arabs are right taking that. He was doing, sporting. He was enjoying his life. Shia say, no, no, no. That hadith is not right. We don't take it, even if it is Sahih from the Sunni sources. He can never be doing these things, playing, sporting, and all that. And once Aisha listening to music, I don't know what, or in that Sunni hadith says, I can't now find it. Okay, I'm going too far. I think better to keep this very, very simple. I hope so. See, he's got this pleasing. And from the Quran ayat. So I'll have to pause here and then go to my this website here, My Islam or Quran.com to show you. So I might as well pause and then I will resume. Right? Where's the pause button? Okay, I'm back. I've resumed. Yeah, thank God. Last time, I thought I had to do my live stream again because I made a mistake, and God knows how much was missed when I had paused this and I was talking and explaining things. But anyways, I couldn't again do that live stream. Not lawful to you, O Muhammad, Sahih International, and you can look at all the. So the thing is still at the back of my mind. Muhammad Kabir, Muslim like him coming and saying, "What are you saying that this is Muhammad?" When I did a screenshot and I uploaded, this means that it's getting to these Muslims now. Some of them, right? If they're coming to harass me and distract me. See, I have not said, "Oh Muhammad" here. It's in brackets. It refers to Sahih International's translation. Not lawful to you. You refers to, "Oh Muhammad." So how can you put that blame on me? That I'm the one who's saying this is Muhammad. Are any additional women? So I was reading, sorry, I'll just go back to this, all right? Just show you that this means Muhammad, and which translation was I on? Beauty, yeah, okay, so Sahih International. Even if their beauty please you, God, meaning God, is saying that if actually, even if this means that the beauty was pleasing him, some of the women's beauty or girls' beauty. And then he goes on to say, except what your right hands possess. For Muhammad now, no limitation to what your right hand possesses. He can still have them. And that the Shias call temporary marriages. But these are slave girls and other, I don't know, from the spoils of war or what he gets. What this means, except what your right hands possess. Mistresses. How, okay, back to this point. Beauty were to please you. Even if their beauty were to please you. Where are the Shias, who are religious scholars, experts in the Quran? Quran experts. So he had a problem. Even if not that even if you would like to help them now in war spoils, they became widows, they lost their husbands, you had to fight these defensive wars against the disbelievers, the Jews who came after you, and so you married their chief women, you killed their husbands, you killed their father, or even if the husband is captive, taken captive by his army and him and his army, you can marry them. Surah Nisa, I think ayat 24. So you can marry married women. Surah Nisa ayat 24 will tell you who are these married women that you can marry. They are these disbelievers' wives whom they've had a war with, and they call it defensive war. So now the point again, if someone could help me here, I keep forgetting. So you're intelligent enough to complete my point, hopefully, right? And you're better in a better position than I am. My mental health. So we can help others, help each other, care for each other, respect each other, and see that the ex-Muslims like me and like Abdullah Samir, Abdullah Gondal, and others really want good for you. There's, other ex-Muslims. And you should listen to as Muslims without without any prejudice, any dogma, bigotry. Please, we're not here to, for our ego. It would only be our ego to defend the religion, which is false. And I've proved it, and other ex-Muslims have been proving to you through the Quran ayats, through and hadiths also, the Sunni sources, but I'm doing from the Shia sources also. Something that very few Shias would do, ex-Shias. So please, for our children's future, please, for the well-being, the welfare, and so we can progress like this instead of being stuck on this. Sunni, Shia, and no, and questions coming to Dr. Zakir Naik. And he spent most of his life answering and standing on that stage. And our Shia, my religious scholars, Muharram will start. They will come, give lectures to us, and tell us about Karbala, Imam Hussein's sacrifice, and what all this thing. And 2 months, and then Ramadan will come, and we'll have our special amals, we call amals, prayers in the night, and again Imam Ali's Zarbat night, and Imam Ali's Shahadat night, and Shab-e Qadr, and all this will go on. Lectures, sermons. You're wasting your life. And these poor people were told, Astaghfirullah, aap apne gunaahon ko yaad karen, crying, और जैसे और हम आज 100 दफ़ा इस रात शब कदर की रात है, इमाम अली की ज़रबत की रात है. Okay, I mean, but like the children and the women and all men, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. I don't know how the tasbih goes. 100 दफ़ा हम ये पढ़ेंगे. So, night of power. So there's a night of power, which is in Ramadan. What Allah has given it, the night of power, wherein the angels and the Holy Spirit descend. So we can, all this fear-based, you see, also. And do you see this? Please, that's why I'm going very slow. And even after having gone slow on my videos, now Muhammad Kabir type people, please don't waste your, they're just trolls and distractors. और अभी तो ये कार्टून बन के clown, some Sharia law person on Facebook. What are they up to? Laughing at my distress, my health. So, do you see this, that Muhammad wanted to marry beautiful or have, right hands, even those, that he had this inclination, that he had this desire to please himself with beautiful women, even if the beauty please you. It doesn't say even if you have to help the widows or take those women and help them whose husbands and your army has killed in wars with them. Is it settled here? Is it settled now? Right? Do you see this? Even if their beauty were to please you. And why should a Shia religious scholar tell me if I was to even, some were telling me, a Muslim was telling me, go to the religious scholar. Do you think I want to be kept in this dumb, the way their prejudices or their fears about this religion have kept them from seeing the truth from time immemorial, or my life. Please see this, how we have been deceived, and our religious scholars have a parda on a veil. Blind are the eyes, blind, deaf and dumb. What is that surah ayat? In which surah is that ayat? Suman Bukman. What does it say? What does it say? So my Arabic is also gone, and English is also bad, and Urdu is also bad. But I'm struggling here. So please help me. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your patience. Thank God that no one has come here to distract my attention from the truth that I'm trying to expose to you, which even the Shia religious scholars will not do this the way I'm doing it. Heavy conditioning. Okay? So this is a Quran ayat. This is not me saying that the beauty were to please you, O Muhammad, meaning. So he had this thing for beautiful women, not helping widows. The Quran ayat does not say that. He had a problem. And you didn't see it, and we were told he was helping widows. And what he got from the spoils of war, save girls, and this he married. And Zainab bin Josh he married to help her from her miserable marriage to his adopted son. That adoption was removed. Why it was removed, you can see now. Taking off your veils, the cult leaders, what the cult leaders do. Removing those fears. You see, like Christian Prince once pointed out about Surah Qaf ayat, that Hazrat Khizr, first of all, I used to like, why would he kill this boy? Why can't Allah help? Surah Qaf, right? Surah Qaf ayat, kill the boy. Killed a boy. So I was thinking, why couldn't Allah change? Now, the azan is on. I have to take a break, sorry. No copyrights. I don't think YouTube will give me a copyrights infringement, but Facebook may do that. We feared that he would. So what was that thing that we feared? It's a fear-based thing. And when you come from fear, even if it is something that is beneficial for the parents, the whole world, the society, the individual, if you come from fear, very unhealthy way of punishing and trying to stop these harmful things that are harmful to society, even for criminals, to stop them. Unhealthy ways come out. So they set out until they met a boy, and Khidr killed him. Moses said, have you killed a pure? Surah Kahf, ayat 75. Al-Khidr said, did I not tell him? Okay, so now, no, it's, I should ask. They said, until, in the end, he tells him, parting, after saying this, he says, the ship belonged to, after a certain king who ceased transit. As for the boy, his parents were believers. And Christian Prince, I appreciate it much. See, we feared that he would overburden them. But God God could have blessed this son, boy. Like God didn't even bless Hazrat Nuh's son to come into the ship. And said that this son of yours, Nuh, is not your son, not from your family. Means not your son. Disowned. And as for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared that you would overburden. So from Christian Prince, I learned this. Thanks to Christian Prince, this is Surah Qaf, ayat 80. Okay, I will take a break. I don't want the azan to come on my live stream, sorry. But I had to go on a little bit. I'll take a break and then maybe continue some other time later or some other day. Let's see how it goes with me. Thank you very much for your patience.